Hi everyone, I'm Tash. Welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to do an energetic spring cleanse for the body through some gentle movement, some breath work, and some deep rest and relaxation. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position. I quite like to take Sukhasana. You can sit up on a block or a blanket or anything that feels comfortable for your body. And just to settle into stillness, we're going to take a little bit of movement. So interlace the fingers in front of the chest. We're going to take an inhale to reach the arms high, take a full body stretch. And then exhale, twist the body over towards the left. Take another inhale here. Exhale in your twist. And we'll inhale, come back through center, back through symmetry. And then exhale, twisting the body over towards the right. Inhale as you are. Exhale in your twist. And gently coming back through center. We're going to keep the interlace of the fingers and we're going to take Ushas Mudra, keeping the hands interlaced, flip the palms to face up. You can have the thumbs touching, the thumbs separated, and just resting the hands on your lap. Ushas Mudra is the mudra or hand gesture for new beginnings or new possibilities. So with the start of spring, this feeling that new energy spring forth from the palms. Close the eyes or relax the gaze downwards. And we're going to start with a cleansing breathing practice where we focus on full exhalations. And I quite like to imagine with the exhale that I'm sweeping out all of the cobwebs from the mind and clutter from the body. Take a nice slow inhale when you're ready. Exhale. Slow and steady, like you're squeezing every last drop from the body. And then letting a fresh breath in when you're ready. Exhale, sweeping out all the cobwebs from the mind, and clutter, stagnant, stale energy through the body. Let's take that a couple more times together. Without any struggle or strain. Letting the breath be easy, be natural. And sometimes it's helpful to do this energetically to create a little bit of space through the body to welcome in fresh, new possibilities. Let's take that for one more time together. Exhale here. Lovely. Then we'll keep the palms together, but this time we're going to bring the hands together in Namaskar Mudra at the heart. Thumbs resting gently on the sternum. I'm going to do a little bit of Qigong to add to that energetic cleanse through the body. So as we inhale, we're going to slide one of the palms up, doesn't matter which one, reaching one palm up as the opposite one reaches down, cleansing through the entire spine. And then exhale, bring the palms back together. They kind of slide together in the heart center. And inhale, opposite palm reaches up as the other palm reaches down, maybe gathering a little bit more length in the spine as we inhale. Exhaling, bringing the palms back together. Let's take that a couple more times. Almost like an energetic cleanse through the body using the palms. And then once this movement becomes coded, it's almost like you can move the body without even thinking about it in this movement sequence. You can perhaps start to close the eyes and see how it feels, how this experience feels with eyes closed. Let's take one more breath. Doesn't matter if you haven't done an even amount of stretches left and right. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Close the eyes down, relax the gaze, take a slow, fresh breath in. And an exhale here. Lovely. We're going to gently open the eyes and we're going to come into Baddha Konasana pose. So soles of the feet together and knees apart. Rather than really forcing the feet in close towards the body, think about taking more of a kind of relaxed diamond shape with the legs. Then we're going to inhale, place the hands on top of the ankles, maybe the shins, maybe the thighs. Exhale, tuck the chin and round down through the spine. Start to fold forwards. Let the head and neck become heavy. Creating a little kind of cave for yourself, little love cave. Breathing towards the back, down the spine. Relaxing the jaw. Softening through the shoulders. Let's take one more breath in here. And as you exhale, option to stay here. Maybe we start to roll up through the spine. Lift the knees in towards the body. And then we're going to cross the arms in front of the body and take a hold of opposite knee with opposite hand. Take a breath in, gain length through the spine. And then exhale, just let the knees rotate away from each other. You might slide the hands onto the inner edges of the thighs instead. And then exhale, take a rounded fold, rounded back forward fold as you let the head become heavy. Reaching the palms away from each other, feel that deep stretch at the back of the shoulder girdle. Take a nice slow inhale. Exhale here. If you want to feel more stretch, try reaching the fingertips slowly away from each other. So you're tightening the grip of the forearms in front of the body. Sorry, not the forearms, the upper arms. Take a breath in. Exhale. Lift yourself all the way back up. We'll lift the knees in towards the body, and now we'll swap the cross of the arms so the non-habitual arm comes forwards. Grab a hold of the opposite thighs. We're going to inhale, lift up through the spine. Exhale, start to fold forwards and let the knees fall away from each other, head and neck to become heavy. Inhale. Exhaling, a bit of softness, a bit of ease. Last couple of breaths in here. Noticing where you can feel the stretch the most. Maybe sending the breath into that space. And slowly lift a head, draw the knees back together on the inhale. Exhale, uncross the arms. Bring the hands either side of the body. Knees fall in towards each other and let the legs extend forwards. Just chill for a moment. You might want to flex and point through the feet. And then we're going to transition into a hands and knees position. So if you've got socks on, just a good time to pop them off. If you're anything like me, you like to have a soft surface underneath the knees, then grab a blanket. Underneath the knees, spread the fingers wide, wrists roughly underneath the shoulders, knees roughly underneath the hips. If you want to feel a little bit more of a toe stretch, you can tuck the toes as we move through a gentle cat-cow. Little bend in the elbows as we inhale, drop the belly button low and lift up through the chest and the tailbone. Exhale, ground down through the palms, round through the back, drop the chin towards the chest and tuck the bum under. We'll keep this movement moving with the breath. Inhaling. Radiating the chest forwards, melt the shoulders down the back. And then exhaling, doming, rounding, head and neck heavy. So again, once this movement becomes a little bit more coded, you've probably experienced this cat-cow movement before. So any time that you wish to close the eyes so that you can experience this movement with eyes closed, feel free to do so. One more breath in. Exhale, breath out. Lovely. And then as we inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Exhale, untuck the toes. Let the fronts of the feet rest behind you. If you just look at my spine here, I'm going to draw the belly in towards the spine. So there's a kind of lengthening the tailbone back and crown of the head forwards. And then with this length, I'm going to draw the hips back towards the heels and come into Balasana, child's pose. Let the forehead come to rest on a brick or a cushion or a blanket. Maybe it rests on the earth. We're going to take a breath in. Exhale, send the breath down towards the earth. Lovely. An option to stay here, or we can come into a twist here, a Balasana, thread the needle. We're going to lift the head and the chest, lift the left elbow, pick up the right arm and thread the right arm underneath the left. We're going to keep reaching those right fingertips away from you as you twist the head over towards the left and bring the right shoulder, right side of the head, right ear down towards the ground. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, maybe you relax that left shoulder down, left elbow down. Or perhaps you sweep that left arm behind the back of the body. Some people even like to reach for right pocket or right hip crease. Breathe in, nice and slow, deep, slow, steady breathing. Last breath in here. Exhale. Left arm reaches forwards. Lift the head, reach the right arm forwards, and we'll go straight into the other side. So left arm threads underneath the right. Turn the head over towards the left, bring the left ear, left side of the head down. Maybe you stay here. You might want to choose another option with that right arm, sweep it behind the back, reach for left hip crease. But just be aware that just because you picked one option on one side, it doesn't have to be the same on the other. The beauty of the practice of yoga is that we can choose what feels best and most appropriate for our body. And that applies to left and right sides too. Take a nice slow inhale. And an exhale here. And we're going to slowly bring that right hand back down in front of the face. Press down through the right palm to lift the head. And then this time as we inhale, we're going to come back up to hands and knees. Exhale, walk the hands maybe just a couple of centimeters forward. Some people like to take the hands a little bit wider. So maybe the pinky finger, not all fingers, are touching the edges of the mat as we lift up into a down dog. So tuck the toes, hover the knees off the mat, send the tailbone high and come into your downward facing dog. Just pause for a moment and notice whether you want to bring some movement into the body. Sometimes we might benefit from a little bit of movement through the feet, a gentle pedal, a little shake out through the head. And sometimes we might choose to stay and immerse ourselves in some stillness. So have a little check-in. What do you need right now? Let the breath come from the background to the foreground of the experience. Nice big inhale and exhale. And as we inhale, we're going to rise up to tiptoes, bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, gently bear walk the hands back towards the feet. We're going to take the feet as wide as feels comfortable for you. And maybe you clasp elbows and take a gentle rock from side to side. Sometimes I just like to keep the arms hanging and we just kind of rotate the body left and right, almost like you're drawing a nice big semicircle around the toes with the fingertips. And feel that sense of grounding and stability with the legs. It allows for that fluidity and release through the upper body. Nice reminder of spring here, where we celebrated the spring equinox, the balance of light and dark, stability and ease. Take a nice slow inhale and an exhale. And we'll slowly come back through center. We're going to inhale, bend the legs. Exhale, press down through the feet, roll the spine all the way up. Nice and slow. Once we get all the way up to standing, we're going to inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, melt them all the way down. Bring the feet to about hip width apart. Landing into Tadasana, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, palms might join. Exhale, bend the legs, lead with the chest fold forwards over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, a little bit more active through the spine as we slide the hands up towards the knees. Lift and lengthen upper body parallel to earth. Exhale, bend the legs and fold a little deeper. We're going to inhale, start to look forwards, bend the legs. Exhale, walk the hands forwards into a high plank position. Shoulders roughly above the wrists. Press the heels back. High plank. Draw the belly in. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, bend the elbows, front of the body comes all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, press down through the fronts of the feet, squeeze the bum as you lift up through the chest into your cobra. Exhale, slide the front of the body all the way down, or push back through hands and knees and find your downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lovely. Then as we inhale, bring both knees down towards the earth. And then exhale, shifting weight into your left leg as you sweep that right foot forwards in between the hands. Then pressing down through that front foot here, we'll rise up into a low lunge. And in low lunge, we're bending forwards into that front leg, but there's a little bit of resistance here, almost like someone's pushing back into the shin. So a little bit of resistance as we lunge forwards. We don't want to go too far and let the hip completely collapse. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lovely. Then as we inhale, we're going to bring both hands down. And slowly start to bring the hands on towards the hips. We'll pick up the back foot and then rotate it over towards the right so that the back shin is parallel towards the short edge of the mat. Lovely. And then we're going to reach the arms out towards a T, kind of like we're in our warrior two, palms facing down, gaze over your front fingertips. Keep lunging into that front leg. We're going to take an inhale here. Exhale here. Moving with the breath as we inhale, both palms to heart center. Maybe you straighten through the front leg a little bit. Exhale, lunge forwards, strong modified warrior two. Let's keep going with the breath. Inhaling, hands to heart center, straighten through the front leg. Exhaling, lunging forwards. Let's take that 2 more times with the breath. Powerful, slow, steady movements influences powerful, slow, steady breaths. One more breath in. This time, maybe you flex through that front foot. Say hello to your right hamstring. And then exhale back into your lunge. Lovely. This time as we inhale, we're going to bend the front elbow. Rest that front elbow on that front thigh and then reach that left arm overhead. Maybe you flip the palm and reach towards the front of the mat. Opening up through the left side of the body and see if you can rotate the lower abdomen up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more inhale. Exhale. We're going to float back through a warrior two and then placing that left hand towards the back of the mat. Rotate the front toes inwards so that front foot is parallel towards the short edge of the mat. And then reaching that right arm up and overhead, or maybe you reach it towards the back of the mat. So your left wrist, left knee, and your right ankle are in line, and you're lengthening through the right side of the body. Take a breath in and a breath out. And as we inhale, a little bit of power here as we move up through center. Exhale, rotate that front foot forwards, windmill both hands to come to frame the front foot. Rotate those left toes backwards, and we'll come back into a tabletop position. 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, lifting up through the chest. Exhale, round and dome through the spine. One more inhale. Exhale. And as we inhale, walk the hands forwards, tuck the toes. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale through the mouth, release. Lovely. Then as we inhale, we're going to bring both knees back down towards the earth. Exhale, this time we're going to bring that left foot forwards in between the hands. Lovely. Inhale, up to your low lunge. Press down through that front foot. Lunge into that front leg. A little bit of resistance here, almost like someone's pushing back into that left shin. Exhale, belly in, shoulders relaxed, arms are active. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands on towards the hips. We're going to pivot the right toes. So back toes lift and pivot them over towards the left. And then start to reach both arms out towards a T, kind of like you're in warrior two, palms facing down, gazing over your front fingertips. We're going to start to move from here. So as we inhale, palms together in the heart space, maybe the front leg straightens slightly. Exhale, maybe through the mouth, arms reach out to a T, lunge into that front leg. Let's keep that going with the breath, moving slow and steady, breathing in. Exhale out. Almost like you're wading through honey. Meditative, steady movements. Let's take that for one more breath in. Exhale, breath out. This time as we inhale, we're going to bend the front elbow. Rest it on the front thigh. Exhale, sweep that right arm up and overhead, or maybe we tilt the torso over towards the front of the mat as we reach right fingertips towards the front. Keep the right shoulder rotated away from the right ear, and see if you can rotate the lower abdomen up towards the ceiling a little bit more. Modified side angle. Take a breath in and a breath out. And as we inhale, we're going to float back through a modified warrior two. Exhale, bring that right hand towards the back of the mat. We're going to straighten through the front leg and pivot those left toes in. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, maybe it reaches towards the back of the mat. So opening up through left side of the body. So think about lengthening all the way from left fingertips down the left side of the body towards the outer edge of the left foot. Take an inhale. Exhale here. As we inhale, a little bit of power here. As we lift up through the spine, rotate those left toes forwards. Windmill both hands to come to frame the front foot. Exhale, rotate those right toes back, and we'll come back into our tabletop. Inhale in our tabletop. Exhale, last downward facing dog. Lift yourself up. Widen through the lower abdomen. Spread the fingers wide. Take the feet as wide as feels comfortable for your belly. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And as we inhale, we're going to ripple the spine forwards into a plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, bring the front of the body all the way down. Inhale, flow into your back bend, hug the elbows in towards the body. Exhale, drape upper body down, push back through hands and knees, Balasana, child's pose. Rest and take a moment. There'll be increasing amounts of silence towards the end of our practice. Silence is very nourishing for the brain, and we often don't get enough of it. Last inhale here. As we exhale, lift yourself all the way back up to hands and knees. And then exhale, we're going to slowly come into a wide-legged forward fold. Take the legs out wide, just as wide as feels comfortable for you. Make sure both feet are flexed, hands come in front of you. Maybe you lift up into little tents with the hands. We're going to take an inhale and just make sure the kneecaps are pointing upwards. Exhale, walking the hands forwards and just start to melt the upper body down. You don't have to go too far in order to feel this stretch. Try to keep the chin tucked, so lengthening through the back of the neck. I'm going to take a breath in and a breath out, keeping the feet flexed. Touching the palms or the fingertips on the earth, feel that stability rise up into the body through the hands, through the arms. Very grounding practice can be just for touching the floor, touching the earth. Let's take a last breath in and out here. Lovely. And then we're going to slowly come back through center. So walking the hands all the way back. Bring the hands on towards the legs. And we're just going to take a few side bends here. So as we inhale, just slide the right hand down the right leg and just let the body tilt over towards the right. And then exhale, come all the way back through center. And then inhale, left hand slides down the left leg as we tilt over towards the left. And exhale, come back through center. And just let the torso kind of do whatever feels natural here. We'll do that one more time each side, breathing in. And exhale out. One more breath in. Exhale here. Lovely. This time we're going to hold. So option one, we're going to bend the right elbow, rest on the front thigh, and then left arm reaches up, bring the hand towards the back of the skull, and then rotate the lower abdomen and the spine up towards the ceiling as you tilt the body over towards the right. Option two, right elbow comes onto the inner edge of the right knee or right thigh, and you might be able to reach for the right foot as you rotate the body up towards the ceiling. That's not really working for me, so I'm going to keep it here. Take a breath in. And a breath out wherever you are. Be rooted in the choice that you're making, that you're choosing. And just settle in using the breath. Let's take another breath in. And a breath out. Lovely. And then come all the way back through center. We're going to go the other side. So option one, left elbow rests on the front thigh. You reach the right arm up and overhead. Maybe the right hand reaches for the back of the skull and you rotate the body over towards the left. Option two, you come with the left arm onto the inner edge of the left thigh, left knee. And you might be able to reach for that right foot on this side as you open up through the right side of the body. We're going to take a breath in and a breath out. Keeping both feet flexed if you can. Keep rotating the wide lower abdomen up towards the ceiling. Last breath in here. Exhale, come all the way back through center. Hands come down on towards the knees. We're going to inhale, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale, just roll them back down. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in. And exhale out. Using the hands here, we'll guide the knees back together. And then we're going to come into a slow, well, not slow, a powerful breathing practice before our short Shavasana. And it's going to be breath of fire or Kapalabhati in Sanskrit. So the way that we do Kapalabhati is that we take a nice slow inhale through the nose and then exhale slowly, forcefully through the nose with a little pumping sound as you draw the belly in towards the spine. So sounds something like this, breathing in, exhale. So keep going until all of the breath has left the body. So we'll take around 3 rounds of this breath. You can do it seated, or if you want to add a little bit more fire to your breath of fire, we can come into Navasana boat pose. So grab a hold of the backs of the thighs, bring the toes to skim the mat. You might want to roll back and lift the feet. Hands might reach towards the front of the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, breath of fire. Pumping breath. Inhale fully. Exhale. Last breath in. Exhale, pumping. Relax the breath. We'll come straight into our Shavasana. Let the legs go long, arms reach all the way back, spine reach all the way back, pardon me. Let the arms rest. Cover yourself up. Choose something to close the eyes. And just feel the effects of that cleansing breath practice. See yourself as someone that is capable of new possibilities. And let your yoga practice bring you to the self knowledge that you are so much more than your thoughts, much more than your emotions, and you are so much more than all the roles that you play in your life. There's space within you that is already deeply at peace. Just being with that space until you're ready to transition out. You have the option to stay here for as long as you want. And when you're ready to transition out, you might want to consider the post practice reflection. What new possibilities can I welcome into my life for this season ahead? Might be to cultivate more peace or acceptance, nurture more kindness, more love with yourself and others. Maybe it's to stay true to who you are. And gently drawing the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, a little squeeze, maybe a gentle rock from side to side. And then rock yourself up into any comfortable seated position, facing roughly this way. Bring the hands together in the heart space. And just taking a moment to thank you and your wonderful, wonderful body for your practice today. We'll end by taking one last breath in and out. So when you're ready, take a nice slow inhale. And exhale, let that breath go. Thank you so much, everyone, for practicing with me. If you're interested in taking more classes, I have an online membership where we practice 4 times a week together. So you can choose to practice whenever you want through my video library as well. If you're interested, please check out my website. If not, I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you.